surrounded by empires across the centuries, straddling both Europe and Asia. Istanbul is one of the world's great metropolises. Founded around 1000 BC, the colony of Byzantium grew into the Byzantine Empire's great capital of Constantinople, and after the Ottoman conquest of the city, retained its glorious place as the heart of their empire. The city, officially renamed Istanbul after the founding of the Turkish Republic, is liberally scattered with glorious remnants of its long and illustrious history, and the tourist attractions here will impress even the most monument-weary visitor. As well as the Big Four, the Hagia Sophia Mosque, Topkapi Palace, the Blue Mosque, and Grand Bazaar. Leave enough time to explore the other sites. Although many of the most popular and best places to visit are located in or near the old city district of Sultanahmet, there is a dazzling array of other things to do throughout the farther reaches of the city. Plan your trip with our list of the top attractions and things to do in Istanbul. So before we get started, make sure to hit that like button, also subscribe to my channel. 1. Admire the Hagia Sophia Mosque. It's said that when the Byzantine Emperor Justinian entered his finished church for the first time in CE 536, he cried out, "Glory to God, that I have been judged worthy of such a work. O Solomon, I've outdone you." The Hagia Sophia in Turkish, was the emperor's swaggering statement to the world of the wealth and technical ability of his empire. Tradition maintained that the area surrounding the emperor's throne within the church was the official center of the world. Through its conversion to a mosque, after the Ottoman armies conquered Constantinople, to its further conversion into a museum in the 20th century, and its reconversion back into a working mosque in 2020, the Hagia Sophia has remained one of Istanbul's most cherished landmarks. 2. Explore Topkapi Palace, Topkapi Sarayı. First built by Mehmet the Conqueror in the 15th century, this glorious palace, beside the Bosphorus, was where the sultans of the Ottoman Empire lived and ruled from. The vast complex is a dazzling display of Islamic art, with opulent courtyards lined with intricate hand-painted tilework, linking a warren of sumptuously decorated rooms, all bounded by battlemented walls and towers. Of the many highlights here, the most popular are the harem complex, where the sultan's many concubines and children would spend their days, the second court, where you can walk through the vast palace kitchens and stand in awe at the dazzling interior of the imperial council chamber, and the third court, which contained the sultan's private rooms. The third court also displays an impressive collection of relics of the Prophet Muhammad in the sacred safekeeping room, and is home to the imperial treasury, where you're greeted with a cache of glittering gold objects and precious gems that will make your eyes water. 3. Visit the Blue Mosque, Sultan Ahmet Kami. Sultan Ahmet I's grand architectural gift to his capital was this beautiful mosque, commonly known as the Blue Mosque today. Built between 1609 and 1616, the mosque caused a furore throughout the Muslim world when it was finished, as it had 6 minarets, the same number as the Great Mosque of Mecca. A 7th minaret was eventually gifted to Mecca to stem the descent. The mosque gets its nickname from its interior decoration of tens of thousands of Islamic tiles. The entire spatial and color effect of the interior makes the mosque one of the finest achievements of Ottoman architecture. A great sightseeing joy of a trip to Istanbul is wandering amid the gardens sandwiched between the Blue Mosque and Hagia Sophia to experience their dueling domes in twin glory. Come at dusk for extra ambience as the call to prayer echoes out. Directly behind the Blue Mosque is the Erasta Bazaar, a great place for a shopping stop as the handicraft shops here sell high-quality souvenirs. Even if you're not interested in a browse, head here to see the Great Palace Mosaic Museum, which is tucked between the Erasta Bazaar and the mosque. This small museum displays the 250 square meter fragment of mosaic pavement that was unearthed in the 1950s here. Excellent information panels explain the mosaic floor's recovery and subsequent rescue. 4. Head underground at the Basilica Cistern, Uribaden Sarnasai. The Basilica Cistern, one of Istanbul's most surprising tourist attractions. This huge, palace-like underground hall, supported by 336 columns in 12 rows, once stored the imperial water supply for the Byzantine emperors. The project was begun by Constantine the Great but finished by Emperor Justinian in the 6th century. Many of the columns used in construction were recycled from earlier classical structures and featured decorative carvings. The most famous of these are the column bases known as the Medusa stones in the northwest corner with their Medusa head carvings. A visit here is very atmospheric with the columns beautifully lit and the soft, steady trickle of water all around you. 5. Stroll the Hippodrome. The ancient hippodrome was begun by Septimius Severus in CE 203 and completed by Constantine the Great in CE 330. This was the center of Byzantine public life and the scene of splendid games and chariot races, but also factional conflicts. Today there isn't much of the hippodrome left to see, except for a small section of the gallery walls on the southern side, but the Maidani Park, which now stands on the site, is home to a variety of monuments. On the northwest side is a fountain, presented to the Ottoman Sultan by the German Emperor William II in 1898. Then, heading southwest are three ancient monuments: a 20-meter-high Egyptian obelisk from Heliopolis, the serpent column brought here from Delphi by Constantine, and a stone obelisk that originally was clad in gold-covered bronze plating until they were stolen by the soldiers of the Fourth Crusade in 1204. 6. Check out the collection in Istanbul Archaeology Museum. Just a hop, skip and jump away from Topkapi Palace, and easily visit it afterwards. This important museum complex brings together an array of artifacts from both Turkey and throughout the Middle East, which sweeps through the vast breadth of history of this region. There are 3 separate sections in the museum complex, each of which are worthy of a visit. The Museum of the Ancient Orient displays a collection focused on the Middle East's pre-Islamic art and heritage. The main archaeology museum houses statuary and tombs, including the famed sarcophaguses from Sidon, Lebanon, that were unearthed by Ottoman architect Osman Hamdi Bey. Also here, you'll find the Istanbul Through the Ages exhibit room, which helps you visualize the city's vast and epic history. The museum's third building is the Tile Pavilion, built by Mehmet the Conqueror, which houses a wide range of ceramic art. 7. Shop in the Grand Bazaar, Kapalı Çarşı. For many visitors, sightseeing in Istanbul is as much about shopping as museums and monumental attractions, and the Grand Bazaar is where everyone comes. This massive covered market is basically the world's first shopping mall, taking up a whole city quarter, surrounded by thick walls, between the Nuri Osmani Mosque and Beyazıt Mosque. The Beyazıt Mosque, built in 1498-1505, itself occupies the site of Theodosius I's Forum and has architecture inspired by the Hagia Sophia. Entrance to the bazaar is through one of 11 gates from where a maze of vaulted ceiling laneways, lined by shops and stalls selling every Turkish souvenir and handicraft you could imagine, cover the area. The various trades are still mostly segregated into particular sections, which makes browsing easier. Near the bazaar's Divani Alud Caddisi entrance is the burned column. This stump, still 40 meters high, of a porphyry column was set up by Constantine the Great in his forum. Until 1105, it bore a bronze statue of Constantine. 8. Soak up the splendor of Dolmabahce Palace. The sumptuous and ornate Dolmabahce Palace shows the clear influence of European decoration and architecture on the Ottoman Empire in the 19th century. Built by Sultan Abdülmecid I in 1854, it replaced Topkapi Palace as the main residence of the sultans. Dolmabahce Palace was also used as an official residence during the founding years of the Turkish Republic, and Ataturk, the founder of modern Turkey, died here in 1938.